welcome. You're watching Living Cars and I am Richa Kapoor. A show that gets you all the latest news and reviews from the world of automobiles. And out here, we are getting you all the latest reviews. But first up, let's take a look at the headlines. This week on Living Cars, we get you the first drive of the Renault Duster AMT. We get you all the action from the F1 track. Honda Navi is reaching new heights with its sales digits, and we tell you all. We also show you the most luxurious concept car from Rolls-Royce. This car has been making news ever since it was launched in the market. It has been one of the most desirable cars in its segment, but the company did think that it was time to live up to the competition and get the car a facelift. So Renault decides to get the Duster a facelift and also an AMT variant. And we get you all the details. Go ahead and take a look.
From the time the Renault Duster came to the Indian market, it became a runaway success, and that's because of a couple of reasons. It gave Indians an affordable SUV that looked really good, which no other car maker could do. But the last few months have been a bit of a struggle after the arrival of cars like the Hyundai Creta as well as the Maruti Vitara Brezza. So what did Renault do? Well, now they've come up with a new facelift of the Duster, which has got a whole lot of changes and of course a new AMT variant as well. Today on the show we drive the new Renault Duster AMT.
This is the car when first launched changed the game both for Renault as well as the affordable SUV market in the country. Every SUV lover swore by the Duster. So much so that the Terrano, a Duster clone from Renault's alliance partner Nissan, also met with considerable success. But cars do age and new age competition does keep getting better. So in tune with the changing time, first Renault launched an all-wheel drive variant of the car and now has come up with an automated manual transmission variant, of course with a host of other changes. This just means that the Duster probably is the only car in its category that is available in both petrol and diesel, both in two-wheel and all-wheel drive, and of course in both manual and AMT. Such versatility speaks volume about the French car maker having a product like the Duster, a car that can take almost all kinds of terrain yet be pocket-friendly. Renault has ticked the right boxes with the Duster. But there are shortcomings too. Some of the material used were not of great quality and the question mark remained about the after-sales experience. So, have those question marks too been erased? Let's find out. The basic design of the Duster has not really changed from what it was earlier, but there are enough changes that will help you differentiate this facelift from the predecessor. Personally, I would like to see some more of plastic cladding on the profile, which would have really added to the SUV's character of the vehicle. The silver cladding on the front, though somewhat, makes up for it.
On the outside, the Duster sees quite a few changes to make this car look more appealing because that's what competition demands now. So you look at the front grille as well as the headlamp cluster, they're both new. The grille of course has a lot of chrome now, much more chrome than earlier, looks nice. The cluster, headlamp cluster, the headlamps are small in size, they're not very big, but they look very appealing. They've got a whole lot of functions inside them and they both come together to give you a good front look on the car. What has also changed is that on the profile, the wheels have a new look. So instead of the light grey, they've become like almost like black, dark grey sorts. They look sort of different, look more in tune with the profile of an SUV. And even the roof rails up there on the car have become bigger and have Duster branding on them. So overall, the idea is to make the product look more macho and more rugged.
The new side view mirrors with integrated turn indicators also add a bit of freshness to the car. The tail lamps are designed in a unique way to make it look the alphabet S when lit. The fact that they've not integrated into the boot hatch is a bit of a disappointment, but it also means that the time comes to replace them, it won't burn a big hole in your pocket. The LED tail lamps aside, from the rear the facelift does not drastically differentiate from the car it replaces.
Quite a few changes inside the Duster as well when you compare it to the predecessor, starting with the seats, they're new, the fabric is new, the color has changed as well. And even on the dash and the doors, the dark brown has now replaced the beige that we saw in the predecessor. The beige according to me look better, but this one is a new strategy by Renault to probably make this car again look more SUV-ish in terms of looks. The quality of buttons here is very nice. The plastics, the quality of that also is very nice. So when you touch it, you feel like you're sitting in a premium car. There's piano black all over the center AC vents, as well as the infotainment system, which is a touch screen again. We've seen this earlier. It's got navigation. It's called rear parking camera. So good utility features on the car. And finally, a lot of storage options inside the Duster, which is really impressive. So on the doors, right here between the two seats, in the center console, the dashboard, there's a small area over the dashboard, small area over the AC vents. So multiple storage options. Wherever you want to keep your stuff, this car will give you a lot of options to do that.
Overall, the cabin is considerably better than what it was. The revised layout will appeal to most, more so because the bottom for side view mirrors control or for locking and unlocking the car are much better placed. The earlier position of side view mirrors controls under the handbrake meant they're pretty cumbersome to use. As was the case earlier, space is hardly a problem and 3 occupants can easily take on to the second row with ample knee and headroom. The boot space is pretty impressive and that is always the advantage 5-seater SUVs come with. If the Duster all-wheel drive was made for punishing terrains, this one is one of the urban jungle. It offers a great driving position and owing to a good ground clearance, the speed breakers or the potholes are never a concern.
So like earlier, 3 different engine options on the Duster, 1 petrol and 2 diesel. The AMT, just like the AWD, comes only with the more powerful 108 bhp diesel motor. And the best thing here is that in spite of being an AMT and a more powerful engine, Renault is claiming a good fuel efficiency of 19 kilometers to a litre on both the AMT and manual variants of this more powerful 108 bhp engine.
The petrol is a 1.6 litre 103 bhp motor and second diesel engine, also a 1.5 litre motor, churns out around 84 of bhp. The AMT system has been christened by Renault as an easy art to commute across its ability of being an easy car to drive. Naturally, the drive dynamics we have associated with the manual gearbox on the Duster is somewhat missing on the AMT variant. What's impressive are the NVH levels, and despite being a diesel, the Duster facelift is a relatively quieter performer.
Now I have to say this new AMT gearbox on the new Duster is really impressive, especially when you're upshifting. It responds really well. And it has to be one of the better AMTs you'll see in India, especially when you compare it to the one I drove recently on the Mahindra Nuvo Sport. This one is way better. Also, it comes with features like hill start. It's got a creeping function for better traction. It's got electronic stability program. So all these features actually make this a very potent weapon for city traffic as well as some really challenging conditions when it comes to off-roading or bad roads as well.
Getting stuck on the incline in slow-moving traffic is a real possibility, and in situations like these, the AMT gearbox comes to the rescue. The ZF-sourced gearbox performs beyond expectation we usually associate with the AMT, and that's a surprise. The new CMO10 architecture on the engine means that the turbo lag is reduced to a minimum. We cannot wait to see that an AMT variant of the Kwid for this season. Of course, the car is being driven in manual as well. Renault says that the CMO10 theme also has ensured better ride and handling characteristics. Though the suspension setup is the same as the outgoing car, a much better steering system ensures that now the drive is smoother even if the road surface is not very favorable. On the safety front, the new Duster features ABS, airbags and EBT, though none of them come as standards across all variants.
The base variant of the Duster now starts at under 9 lakh rupees. That's a good option looking at the competition all around. The AMT has 2 variants and starts around 12 lakh rupees ex-showroom. When you compare that to the price of an automatic diesel, say like the Hyundai Creta, it's around a couple of lakhs cheaper, which means it's a very good option if you want convenience at a good price.
Looking at that, you can actually say Renault exactly knows how to stay up in the market and with its all competition. Now moving on, we get you all the latest what has been happening at the F1 race. Go ahead and take a look.